Hi guys, it's Susan, also known as Second Act. I am checking in for my 3-week post-op. Gosh, it's amazing how fast time flies. Um, so my VSG surgery was on September 27th, 2016, and my highest weight was 240. Surgery weight was 225, and current weight is 222. So last week my weight was 223. So you can calculate that I have only lost 3 pounds in the 3 weeks that I've had the surgery. It just seems absolutely crazy to me, but I did have a little bit of an epiphany last week with the help of all you supporters out there. And, I was told not to be a slave to the scale and to just go buy my clothes. So that's what I did. And I have found that my clothes are lighter, looser on me. And that has made me feel much better. So I'm going by my clothes and not by the scale because I don't know what the heck is going on there. Um, but it's what I've got to do because I can't get discouraged. And obviously, I know I'm losing weight. I've had the surgery, this major surgery, so I know it's happening. But it's just some bizarre anomaly that's happening to me with only losing the 3 pounds in 3 weeks. So I'm gonna stick to it. I'm, very much following the plan, eating under probably about 600 calories, 700 calories at the most a day. I'm drinking my water. I even incorporated a little exercise, so I'm just not quite sure what it is, but I'm going to kind of let it go and just keep on testing myself with my clothes and go with that, and then really just not try to worry about being a slave to the scale. So that was a good lesson last week. And thank you guys all for the feedback you gave me and the support because it really did change my attitude in how I was looking at it. I did have my 2-week post-op appointment with my doctor, Dr. Zari, in San Jose, California. And he really didn't have an explanation for me. I was hoping that he was going to give me some scientific explanation as to why it wasn't happening. But he really didn't have anything to say. He just said that it happens to some people and that, of course, it's eventually going to come off and just to keep at it. He did inform me that my BMI points, I was 3 points down, so that was a good thing. And I'm 10 points away from being in the normal range. So I'm at 35 right now, and I guess 25 is when you enter the normal range. So he tried to encourage me that way. So we will just go with that. My week was fairly uneventful this week, even though I was excited because this was the first week that I could start getting back into pureed foods and that type of thing. I was excited to go forward with that, but to be honest with you, I really don't know what to puree or what to make. I didn't have time to search recipes as much as I thought I would. So there were a few things. It was kind of fun for me. I enjoyed it. We had a sort of a rainy weekend here in the Bay Area, in San Francisco Bay Area, where I live. And so I had my first fire of the season. I decided to make chili for my husband mainly, but I did go ahead and puree a little bit for myself, and I had the pureed chili, which actually just tasted really good. But for the most part, I kind of stuck with my shakes and stuck with what I had been eating before. Did make some eggs and that some light dishes like that, but pretty much staying the same. So I need to really get on some websites and take a look at some recipes. I'm just not a cook, so I just don't have that drive to do that, which is a shame because, I just feel like somebody would eat so much better if you have that drive to cook and, make some decent meals. So I wish I had that. So that's an obstacle for me as well that I really kind of need to find a way to override, especially since, this is week 3. I'll be on pureed foods for one more week next week, but then I'm going into, starting regular foods, and that's when it's going to be really important to um, make sure that I'm eating the right things. And I have a couple challenges coming up because this weekend will be the first weekend that we have a date with some friends, get together. Luckily, they're really good friends and they know I've had the surgery. And so I'm not sure if we're going to one of their homes or if we're going out to dinner. But I figured if we go out, I'll just have soup. And if we just go to the friend's house, I could actually even bring my own dish. So I don't think that this encounter is going to be too hard. The one that's a little more awkward is the one that's the following weekend. It's one of my good friend's birthday, and she's kind of having a get together that's going to be 10 or 12 people, and I don't know all of them, and they don't know that I've had the surgery, and I'm not sure it's really something I'm going to announce at the dinner table. But at the same time, it might be a little awkward depending on what I can eat. So again, it might be a situation where I make a dish that I can bring so I can have that. And then luckily it is the first week that I'm incorporating normal food. So if you guys have any suggestions about going out for the first time and being with friends and any suggestions that help, I would love to hear that. Other than that, I have to tell you, it was a pretty low key, easy week. Didn't really have many issues. I still feel so blessed that up to this point, I haven't gotten sick. I haven't had acid reflux. I haven't had the hiccups. From that standpoint, I really feel good. And that's a good thing. I don't want to complain that I'm not getting sick, but I do joke that maybe I, got a pseudo surgery because I'm not losing the weight either, but I know I just need to be patient and I will be patient. So um, so that was it. So unfortunately I really don't feel like I have much to share, um, because it was such a kind of easygoing week and I just stuck to my same foods, my shakes, um, really trying to take in my waters. I have been logging onto that Baratastic site, the app, a little more, and I found that very helpful in that, I've been listing all my foods because, when I wasn't losing the weight, I started wondering, okay, am I just not really paying attention to what I'm eating, and am I eating maybe a little too much? And then when I was actually logging my food into the Baratastic, I could see that, I was eating 600 calories or less. I was doing my shakes. I was getting my protein. I was getting my water. So that app is great to show you exactly where you're at. And, you just have to be really faithful about entering everything into it. But it's a very helpful site. I also went to bariatricpal.com where I bought some of the protein enhanced foods that they have. So I, bought some more of the oatmeal with the protein, some of the hot chocolate. Those are things that, especially with the colder weather, that's kind of something I like to have a little drink in the evenings. And if I'm getting hungry, that's, something that I can have that is a little treat, but will also have the protein that I need in it. I like those chicken bouillon soups. Those are great things for me to just take to work, and I can have that for lunch when I go to work. So it was kind of nice to utilize a couple things like that were very helpful, as far as keeping me on track. So really that was pretty much it. I see I have a couple more subscribers, so thank you so much. I do hope to eventually get a little more informative, and maybe share with you things that I am doing or am eating. I will say something, a hint that somebody gave me was for the gallstone medication that you get that come in the little pill form. When you're at the stage that I'm at, you can't take the pills. So, you have to break the capsule open. And I've been putting it in applesauce, just a teaspoon of applesauce. I just mix it up and you really can barely even taste it. So that has been a good way to get that medication down. I believe in about a week and a half I'll be able to start swallowing pills, so that'll be a little more convenient and I won't have to worry about that. But that was a good little tip that somebody gave me so that I don't have to taste that awful powder. Other than that, all is good. And thanks again for all your support last week when I wasn't losing the weight, and you guys were telling me not to be a slave to the scale. And it really worked because when I was trying on my clothes, I absolutely could feel they were getting looser. And when I went to work yesterday, an outfit that I wore to work was definitely looser. So um, that was a good feeling. So, you know, you guys put out such great videos. Thank you so much. They're always so informative. And, you know, as you walk through this process, you're going to come across a different challenge every week, I'm finding. And so it's really nice to follow you guys. Even those of you who are out like, you know, 150 weeks, I'm still following you. And I've actually gone back to some of your first videos and I kind of follow along on the weeks where you were at. And it is nice to know that you've reached your goal or you're almost at your goal, and what you're doing, you know, as you went along the line. So I really appreciate looking at all of that. So I wish you all a great week. I'm sorry I don't have more information or anything more to report on, but it just has been a very easy week, and I'm just going to muddle through this week and next, and I'll be excited to get on some real foods, starting to eat that, and I think I might take a nutrition class too. You know, I know that with my surgery, the support was offered, and I think that's something that I'm really going to do so that I make sure that I do eat correctly. Um, so anyway, thanks you guys. Have a great week, and thanks for all the inspiration you guys put out there. And I'm grateful today for just having a very easy week and, you know, no major challenges. And I hope we all just keep up the good work. All right, take care. See you guys later. Bye.